What's going on? So this is the second video in a little mini series of explaining vector candles for you guys and how to use them. Although our strategy pretty much doesn't use EMAs and vectors, it's something I've incorporated into my strategy along with market cipher and a few other things, but for the time being I'm just explaining just the vectors. I think there'll be a final video coming up way later in the series where I will show you how I kind of incorporate market cipher B and market cipher A in regards to vectors as well. So for now, this is video 2, and it's basically what charts to use with the vectors and adding the EMAs in. Okay, so in the first video I just said we would use the Trader's Reality, so the main, and the PV-SRA volume suite. So that's what I have on the chart. On the first video I didn't have the EMA selected, but so what I do is I turn everything off. I've turned everything off here in the PV TR main and the only thing now I've put on back on is the EMAs. So with the vector strategies and kind of the hybrid system that Tino teaches, there's 5 key EMAs as well as vector cloud. I mean, not vector cloud, EMA cloud, sorry. So with that being said, the 5 EMAs obviously come up in the TR main. They are the 5, 13, 50, 200, 800, and then obviously the vector cloud, which is the cloud of an upper band and lower band of the 50 EMA. So yeah, just select those, put those on, makes your charts look like this. Sorry, so for this video I'll be looking at the 4 hour and the 4 hour, basically the 4 hour, 1 hour, and probably the 15-minute video, 15-minute time frames. So the so alongside the EMAs and the vector candles, we also use the volume suite at the bottom to track volume. Obviously volume is key to understand kind of the strength of a move up or down, and yeah, that's kind of the 3 things we use. So obviously the vector candles, tracking the volume, and looking at the EMAs. So in regards to all of this, generally what you'd want to do is look for a reversal pattern or a change in price action or market structure alongside vectors. So looking for reversals, generally I wouldn't look for a reversal for vectors on anything less than the 1 to 4 hour time frame. That obviously gives you a better trade. So obviously not a scalp, it gives you more of a day trade to swing trade to week. So for a few days, say 4 or 5 days, give or take, before the market will reverse and come back down and change direction. So generally what I would do on the 4 hour is you look for things known as M's and W's, as well as tracking volume. Obviously this is also a strategy, but I'm just kind of showing for now how the vectors will work. So on the 4 hour here, and also as well where they work, sorry. So you're always looking for reversals when so if you wanted to look for a short, price is going to have to be above all the EMAs. So above the 800, above the 200, and above the 50, and above the cloud, you would look for a reversal. Where for a short, so when you're looking for a long, you would look for the long when price action is below all the key EMAs in the cloud. So on the 4 hour, obviously got 2 recent instances where price was above, and what you could do is look for an M or a W. Sometimes you don't get that, sometimes you get what's known as a vector formation, which I'll explain, but generally what you need to be looking for when price is above is obviously an M formation. We didn't get it here. So an M formation is basically just a lower high. So you're looking for a break of structure, low high, break of market structure, a lower high. And in a downtrend, when you're looking for a long reversal, you're looking for a break of structure and putting in a higher high. Obviously not too clean an example here of an M. I might just scroll back to see if we did have one a bit further back. So here's a good example, pretty much lower high, down, right? So there's your information, and basically it obviously went sideways, didn't really work out, but these are the things you need to backtest. But in the strategy videos, I'll give more info as to what to do and what to look for. And then obviously, so an M, when price is above the key EMA, basically all the EMAs, and a W when price is below. Generally 1 to 4 hour, or sometimes even the daily time frame, but daily is really a macro, kind of where we are with price action at the moment. I wouldn't be really looking for daily W as such just yet, but more than 1 to 4 hours should give you kind of a gauge what price action is doing. So with the M's and W's, obviously it's just looking for, that is the first sign of a reversal. That's the first sign of reversal. So with this on the 4 hour, we had the drop down, price up, that was the lower high. Sorry, that was the initial high, sorry, there. I don't know why that's pink, that should be blue. But this is what I would call it purple for now, it's fine. So you would look for a change, it was still rejecting there. You can see the wick, so that was obviously, this point here was the key point for it to reject from. And then obviously it broke above, so there's your break. So with market structure now, when it forms a W, higher low, right? Obviously I could put this, you can put that there because it went above the 50 EMA. So yeah, M's and W's, or M's above when price is above all the EMAs, W's when price is below. It's basic market structure, higher low or higher highs depending. Lower highs or higher lows when price is above or below, depending what you're looking for, right? So this was a W, had the market break structure, vector candle confirmed it, gone. But obviously it went sideways for quite a while, but so yeah, it had W, market change, market structure change, price went up. Now to look at the vectors, obviously you have your M's and your W's, but your vectors help you where you get a thing called either formations or stopping volume candles, which is also two of the strategies, which I'll explain in video 3. But basically, just in short, vector formations are a cluster of vectors within a specific range, or kind of as price is moving down or price is moving up. Price will generally range and give you vectors, either at the bottom or at the top of a move, and that's kind of how you would spot the initial signs that a move is either getting, a move up is getting weaker to come down, or a move lower is getting weaker and it's going to reverse to come up. So quick explanation, which will be further expanded on in video 3, which is form some of the strategies. So with this move, also one part of the strategies is vectors below the 50 EMA, so that's also a key one which I'll explain, but just quickly going over this, which I'll explain in the strategies videos. Red vector breaking and closing below the 50 EMA, obviously price retested, kind of the 50 EMA cloud moved down. And then obviously the move increased, so we had red vector, increase selling on the purple, increase selling on the purple. They tried to stop it there on the green vector because the green vector is stronger than the purple. And then obviously a final flush, 2 vector move basically, final flush, and also as well it wicks. So basically that was this previous move down kind of into 5th of August, which was when another thing, macro event, Japan raised the interest hikes, raised the interest rates, hiked the interest rate, price moved down. But as you can see, price moved down. They tried to sell off aggressively. Look at the increase in volume between those two bars, and this is what you call a stopping vector. How to work out whether it's a stopping volume candle or stopping vector? More than 50% of the candle is wick, and when you're pulling that, you'll do that on a Fibonacci, a fib retracement tool. And obviously I have a template, but just make sure the 0.5 is set. I have it as 50% vector template, so I have that set for this video, and you can see that's a stopping volume vector candle. They tried to sell off aggressively, increase in selling volume, because you can see that this red volume bar is bigger than that one, and it held price. Now what's happened, so you've had the stopping vector there, so you've had the intention that basically they want to stop price there. They tried to increase selling pressure again on the violet vector candle, but obviously still couldn't break the bottom of the wick. So obviously there was an intention to reverse price here. So just looking at the formations, what's known as formations, I would ascertain or work out that there was intention to stop price moving further lower. This basically happens when the market maker does not want it going lower to affect kind of their positions as such, so they put a handbrake on just to say, no, not going there. So when you do see those stopping volume candles, then obviously then's your time to start looking for longs. Obviously I want to move down, so move down. They tried to sell off aggressively, increase selling pressure with the red vector, didn't break a level. It had it was a stopping volume candle, and then obviously price went sideways. But another key factor here is that subsequent to the violet vector candle, you had a green vector candle with increased volume, right? So obviously selling was slowed down. They tried to break the level, couldn't break it down. Obviously buys and longs came in. This volume is above the vector candle, and then obviously they moved up. So when you see these vector formations, which I'll explain in a further video, you can use them on lower time frames, higher time frames, for whatever the reason is. And then yeah, so this was it's a wonky W, but see, low, higher low, price moved up, confirmed by another green candle. That's the thing as well. When you see W's and you see M's, the confirmation of the market structure break has to also be with the vector candle, in my view. That's how I confirm that the move is going to be a true move, or at least some move up, right? And then obviously just market structure here, you can see on this one, it's not really the best example, but it is an example. It went up, broke the 50 EMA, came down, they still held market structure for it to go higher, right? So it didn't break this market structure shift point, and then obviously held that level of support, and then obviously went up. And this is on the 4 hours. So this is basically more swing trades, day trades, but for the time being, this is a good, I'll explain all the different formations, but this is a good vector formation. So what you can do as well, what you can get is you can get a single stopping volume vector, and then price just reverses, or you get a cluster or formation of a few vector candles. You judge the volume, and then obviously as well you would go from there. But that's basically what I see here with the W's and M's and the reversals. I'll explain the different strategies, but just with vectors as well, your market structure shift, for those that use market structure or look at market structure to gauge kind of whether they should go long or short, vectors do confirm as well and help. So that's going to be this video for now. So yeah, this was just explaining what charts to use, and also as well, sorry, one thing I didn't suggest was how to override. So within TR main, or even PVSRA, you can use a chart override, right? So at the moment I'm using the Binance BTC USD spot chart, but what you can do is you can use, obviously for traders we use perpetuals, right, to go long and short. So you can override with the current chart with the Binance. The best one to override any chart with is the Binance BTC USDT.P. Obviously we're tracking volume. Binance as an exchange is the biggest exchange and has the volume that backs tracks it, so it's good to track that. After Binance, I think Bybit is the second, but you do get disparity between Binance and Bybit on the Vektor candles. So it's something I've noticed recently, is that I prefer to make sure my chart, if I was looking at anything, I was either looking at the Bitcoin Tether USD Binance spot chart or the Binance BTC USDT.P override in TR main. But you can also set it on PVSRA as well. So similar thing, override chart symbol. And you can, what I do as well is I don't necessarily use TR main, but obviously this is another thing I'll explain kind of in a later video, more advanced, how to you can just, by doing that, you're only putting the vectors on your candles, the vectors on your chart from whatever's here. But yeah, that's basically it. But for the moment, for the time being, we're just tracking the current charts volume, and then obviously as we get more into this series, we'll go over a few other things. Yeah, so I'll leave it at there. This is video 2. Thanks very much. Yeah, video 3 probably inbound over the next few days as well. Thank you.